Welcome to the Entrepreneur Power Hour, where we help you build any business, no matter what it is. How do we do that? Through the power of video marketing. Now, let's just recap on what we talked about before. So let's start off. We said, why do video marketing? Now, if you go to the Entrepreneur Power Hour, and I apologize ahead of time, if you're looking for it before, I was editing it, so I had it in private mode. But if you go to the entrepreneurpowerhour.com, or you type in Entrepreneur Power Hour in Google and you look at the videos, you can see a recap on why do video marketing. Now, we were talking about why do video marketing. Just to recap, I went over my story of how I started. I wasn't sure what to do, and then all of what I did on YouTube to learn. I created explainer videos, whiteboard videos, animated videos, and then we actually went through some of my videos as well to see what type of people it would appeal to. And I want to revisit this actually because I just did a ton of videos for my friend in South Africa. Now, what does he do? Well, I'll have you be the judge. And yes, I did have a different type of accent here, so you can judge what I'm doing here. But basically, he contacted me, and he has a little shop in South Africa, and he wanted to see how could he get more customers. So what I did is I just came up, I got a bunch of images, put them together, and he has stuff that you can spy on people, like little light bulbs that have cameras, little watches that have cameras, and we can take a look at that in a second. So we went over a lot of the different videos that I've made last episode, and I just asked the guys here, what type of business do you think that would be good for? And if we look at the syllabus, which I'm going to put in the chat window, for those of you who are in audience mode, that's fine. Just give me 1 second while I do that. I'm just going to go over here to chat. I'm going to paste in the syllabus. What are we doing in the syllabus? Well, we did why do video marketing. Next, we're going to talk about different types of videos for different types of businesses. Setting up video marketing for the present and future. Discovering how to write a good script. Becoming comfortable on camera and shooting your video. And I think we're going to have fun with that one. Editing, uploading your video. Locating the platform to utilize your video. And what I mean, do you want to do YouTube? Do you want to do Fiverr? Do you want to do Udemy? Do you like Korean? I really like to teach people. All of these are possible. And then we're going to take a look at locating and at the people you need to take a look at, to advertising and sharing your video content, acquiring and working with business partners, and interacting with your audience. And then after we get through this course, we can add on to that. We can add on SEO things, blogging, and definitely we're going to have Dan and Marty participate. Maybe they'll even teach a course of their own. And the great thing about this is, let's say somebody says, hey, I want 4 episodes or 4 shows to learn how to shoot camera and get my camera, and I don't feel comfortable in front of it. I've seen you do it, but I want to take 4 episodes. I want to take 2. I want to take some extra time. We can definitely do that. This is not set in stone. And definitely this is flexible as long as we follow the syllabus, if that makes sense. As long as we go through some kind of a guideline. I want to improve on previous mistakes from the past so we get better. Now, different types of videos for different types of businesses. So I was thinking for this, we're going to go to Biteable.com, and I'm going to show you my thought process. And Biteable, you can do a lot of stuff with this. So I'm going to take you through now, eventually you might be creating whiteboard videos, you might be doing videos in front of a camera, you might be doing animated videos, you might be doing different types of videos. But let's start from scratch. And let's say I want to be, give me a good profession, Dan. I want to pick on you.
Let's see. How about a cake designer?
Okay, I like that. A cake designer. The cake is a lie. For those who know, that's a reference. So here's what I do. Oh, you're a cake designer. I would ask, what's your target market? And then I would come in here, and there's a lot of different things in Biteable that I use to construct design. That's also how I constructed these e-commerce videos for my buddy here, these chemos things. So let's start off. You're a cake designer. Boom. I'm going to take you through my thought process. Well, what would a cake designer want to magnify about what they do? If you're a cake designer, what do you want to show people?
You want to showcase your cakes that you have that you've made for others in the past, and just the artistry that you bring to it, and what you can do, and how you can take any concept and turn it into the reality of what they want.
Okay, great. So, to start off, I'm a cake designer. But I'm really bad at taking photos. I got too much butter and sugar on my hands. So I'm going to go to Pixabay because I forgot to take pictures of all my cakes. I'm very sorry. I also do bakery and cupcakes. Let's just say that for the sake of that. Let me see actually if I can pull up cake designer. Cake design. Okay. So that's a cake I made. I'm going to take this. I'm going to make a new folder. Bear with me, guys. I have a bit of a cold. Sorry about that. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to make a new folder. Marty said plumber. And we could name that new folder Cake Designer, or we can name it whatever we want. And I'm going to start taking images of what a cake designer would typically like to do. And I'm going to save them here. Excuse me for 1 second, guys, while I go blow my nose, okay?
I'll jump out and just kind of throw out a couple thoughts, because um, to me, also, most, I'm going to assume most cake designers or photographers or, people that involve having art would have good pictures of what they have, and so they can showcase it.
Yeah.
But sometimes you do forget.
Yeah, so let's say this. If you have pictures of what you do, great. I would recommend taking your phone and just going crazy and snapping a bunch of pictures. Or if you have a digital camera or a photographer great. If you don't, let's say you're a new business and you don't, you can always Google royalty-free images or go to Pixabay or any other website. So I'm going to grab a few cake things here. I like this. I'm showing you the process because I want you to get into the mindset of how I create these things. When someone messages me on Fiverr or I'm making something for YouTube, I always go and create something for what I'm doing for different types of videos. And since you said cake design, I'm literally building this on the fly. I think that's enough. And then we can go here to Logo Maker. This is not a logo making class, but why not? And I'm going to make a royalty-free logo. Now, you do have to give them credit if you use this in a video. So I'm just going to type in cake. What looks cool to you, Dan? All right. I think that one looks pretty good. Does that look good? I, you're muted, Dan.
Yes, that looks good.
Okay. So I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna hit save. And I'm just gonna download a low resolution file because I'm lazy. And because this is a demonstration of sorts. I'm gonna take this, put it on the desktop, and I just have to locate my new folder. I've been working on a lot of different videos, that's why. And then I have my new folder with my cakes. So I'm going to take this logo and I'm going to make this a little bit better here. So now we have this cake design right here, but I kind of want to add something to it. So I'm going to go to vector.com and I'm going to put these both in the chat. So logo, maker.com and vector.com. Feel free to use those. It's going to take a little bit, and I'm going to make a new file. And I'm going to have to upload images. I'm going to go to my new folder with my, oh, it's for a mystery thing. I'm going to go to my new folder. We're going to upload that. And give me a second here for this to work since we're live streaming it. Okay, so that's a little bit too big. Dan, you're muted. What do we want to name our cake business?
I'm gonna make it easy. Creams Cakes.
Okay.
Ooh, I
Another,
like that. I like Marty's better, the Cake Meisters.
okay. I'm going to take that. Now, keep in mind this is basic logo design. I'm not claiming to be a guy who's on 99 designs. I'm not claiming to be like, if you want a really, really good logo, you can go to Fiverr here, please, and switch it to buying and type in logos, and they can do a good logo for $5 for whatever business you want. For whatever business you want. I'm just showing you, if you have no money, no resources, how to make a quick logo that is decent. And logos do not have to be very complicated. And that's just my little take on that. This is a little bit far from it. So Cake Meisters, that looks good. What do you think, Dan? I got Dan's approval, so it's all good. We're going to make it into PNG. I'm going to download it. I'm going to pull this guy over here to my desktop. So we have the Cake Meisters. I'm going to go grab that little guy here. And it's untitled. I can call it Cake Meisters. So basically, we have our logo. We have a bunch of photos, which you either took, or if you didn't take them, you had them, you took them off of a royalty-free website. So that being said, let me copy this. Actually, like that, I might use that logo for something else. I'm going to go to my new folder here where I had some cakes. I'm going to paste that in, and then boom. So we have the photos, we have everything. Now, Bitable's a video creator. You don't have to use Bitable. You can use a lot of different other video creators. You can use something like WeVideo here, which I can show you. You can use whiteboard videos like Biteable, like Videos, which we'll all go through. But just for the purposes of demonstration, your friend hits you up in the middle of the night, says, I have a cake business, I need to get started. So a cake business, you're going to really have to get creative. And then, ooh, look, this image here looks pretty cool, does it not? So we're going to take this and we're going to start to build it. So I'm looking at files to select. I have my logo here, the Cake Meisters. I'm going to upload that. I'm going to, these donuts look kind of weird. And maybe I don't like the way it's going to look on certain things, so I can always preview it if I want. To give you an example of that, I can click File, Upload. Boom, we have a cake. And then where I'm going to put core values. Now, this is something I credit to Sean. Core values are what really matters to people. So I'm going to put something like cakes, or I could say the best pastries, or something like that for your family, for any event. So I could say the best cakes for any event that taste amazing.
Well, I think you also want to add on to that look amazing too, because in some cases the cakes need to look just as amazing as they taste.
I agree, especially if it's for a wedding or something. So that cake looks good right there, right? Got
Mm-hmm.
that. We got our logo here. We can add, we do donuts too. Get your donut on. And then I'm going to go here and then, well, we have a lot of different scenes. Maybe I want to showcase what I did for my buddy who's doing e-commerce stuff is I took a lot of these different scenes here with these guys showcasing, and I think that's kind of cool. And I really want to showcase the product. I'm going to do that. And this is all pretty simple, right? Does anybody not think they could do something like this? I mean, it's going to take more creativity when you're creating something on your own or for a client. But really, what am I doing? I'm taking images, I'm taking explanations, and I'm putting them together. And then let's say I want something that looks professional. I can grab her. Let me see. Say we make cakes with the best ingredients.
Just to note what Marty was saying in the chat, he was saying that the basics are easy enough, simple to grasp, and yeah, that's what's nice about this is that it is easy and simple enough to grasp. You don't have to be this full-on
Yeah.
ad person that can create ads or this or that or the other
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. Here's what I want to prove to you with the last 2 episodes. If you get anything, get this. Video marketing can hit every spectrum, just about. I showed you e-commerce. I showed you education. I showed you entertainment, just anything you want. Blogging, SEO, how to eat toast in your bathtub. If that becomes a niche, we'll make video marketing on it. I'll just probably have to sign a lot of papers. Now, with this episode, I'm showing you that a lot of people have come to me and they said, oh, Kareem, video. Well, I'm not Steven Spielberg. I'm not a video master. And while I am learning some complicated stuff with a program called Blender, a lot of what I've done in the past that you guys have said, ooh, that's kind of cool, is not anything really that I don't feel somebody else could do. And the great thing about this is Dan, you do a lot of blogs. You can make a video for your blogs. You can even you don't even need pictures, actually. You can just use text if you want. Marty does a lot of Facebook marketing and he wants to get some writers. Well, he can take the highlights they put and say, like, we are committed to the best baking strategies. Muted. Be a little bit better at spelling than I am because I type fast. And then let's put an infographic because I want to show people that I know what's going on. Let's say great for birthdays and weddings. And then I'm going to conclude it. What's a good conclusion? I like these images. I want a strong conclusion. So contact us today at email bob at AOL.com.
Okay, contact?
No, I just made something up. Now, here's the thing. I made something up. I made something up because, I always have a call to action, what you want people to do, or you could click below, like, and subscribe. Leave a comment. That might be for YouTube. If it's for Fiverr, you could put where to find us. We are located at, or you could do a combination of all three. Definitely you want something you want them to do. What do you want them to do with this video? That's always a conclusion. What do you want people to do? Do you want them just, if it's a video for entertainment, maybe you don't have to do anything. But but for video marketing, what do you want them to do? What do you want them to think? What do you want them to act upon? What impression you have, like 30 to 40 seconds. What do you want them to do? This video is about 50 seconds right now. So I'm going to say like and subscribe. Let's pretend it's YouTube.
Well, I was going to jump in and say most of the time you're wanting them to either go to the next step of either one, contacting you for services, or how they can find out more about what you have available. So that way they might be able to either refer somebody or use you down the line. Something, or to have them opt into a newsletter or something like that too, where they can, get periodic updates too of, how your business is growing or what you're doing or what's new or things like that.
So what we're going to do here is I'm going to call them at my number for a free quote. I'm sure someone's going to call me for cakes, so I'm just going to put it on voicemail. Cake Meisters, or you can put, Cake Ninjas or whatever you want to call it. And then really, I can change the colors here, make it a certain type of color. I think I'm just going to go with the standard colors. And then audio, I think, is important. You can always add voiceovers by either going on your phone and then just recording an audio track and uploading it to your computer. I can show people how to do that when we record videos, or you can just have music. And I'm going to take my speakers out and let you hear the music. So first we're going to preview it and build my preview. So Marty said plumber. Okay, plumber. Pixabay. Maybe plumber's more of a visual thing. So, I want to do a whiteboard video, but it's the same concept. I'm not doing anything super, super out of the ordinary. And all you guys can do this. So I'm going to load up another program while this program is working. So you can make 2 videos at once. So there's a certain point where I'll be working on 3 or 4 videos at one time for a client, just because, I don't know, maybe I have ADD or I just really enjoy doing this. And the great thing about this is it's super, super, super simple. It's not anything crazy. So I can create a new video. Let's call it whiteboard. Plumbers are us. Is that a good name? And then whiteboard videos are a little bit different, where instead of explainer videos, this is going to be writing. But here's the great thing. It's the same concept. So I can use some props here. I can upload images. I can upload text. So I would say, welcome to Plumbers Are Us or something like that. And I would just start doing the same thing. A little bit different. I mean, every program is different until you get into really, really high level animation. But if I'm going to do that, that would be a separate course, and I'm still learning that as well. And then I can start to browse files. So let me go grab some plumber things. Where are we going to do that? Boom. Plumbers. I like this video. I like this photo, so I'm going to use it. And I'm just going to go desktop in the interest of keeping it organized as much as possible.
That is hilarious.
Isn't that funny? See, someone sees that, they'll laugh, and you might get their attention. Humor is always a good thing. So I'm a bad plumber. I never took pictures of my work. Maybe I should.
Mm, sorry, the imagery that you made pop into my mind.
Oh boy. Keep it clean, Dan. Keep it clean.
But going back to what you were saying, how you need that hook, you need that way to get them to go, wow, okay, I, you know, like I said, still keeping it within tasteful, but still enough to where it makes them go, let me check them out a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You don't have to. One thing I found on YouTube and other things and Fiverr is if you put something interesting, you don't have to have, unless you're in an animation studio setting, you don't have to have necessarily Michael Bay graphics to get them interested. You just have to have something that's catchy, something that will get their eye, and then you say, welcome to Plumbers Are Us. I'm not going to make a logo for this one in the interest of time. And then I'm going to take some of my characters and I'm going to have a little fun. And I'm going to ask the question: is your house flooding with sewage? I hope nobody's trying to eat. And then I actually did something very, very similar. I showed this in my first video with a locksmith. Guy had an auto locksmith business, which I think is cool because I've never seen anything like that. And he helps people who get stuck out of their cars, and they'll come over, they'll save the day. Are you tired of getting super expensive quotes? I apologize if I do spell something wrong. Um,
That's the idea, Marty. That's why we do these type of, you know, um, Zoom things and tr not necessarily trainings per se, but we can go deeper into more training. But this is why we're doing this, is to help people see that um, you get around the right people, you can find out the right things, and you can learn the right things that will help you get to where you want to be. And that's
Yeah,
part of what we're here for.
and since I structured it, it's a lot easier to follow. So you can see, okay, why am I doing video marketing? I can hit every avenue. Okay, well, that sounds complicated or that sounds difficult. How can I do that? And I'm showing you right here that not only can you do it, but you can do it in maybe a matter of minutes or a week or two. Or, I mean, the learning curve is different. My first video to make something for the Power Hour took me about 4 or 5 hours. I was just learning. I was having, so much fun. I was playing around with different shapes and sizes, and then I just put it together. Call us at, and let's put in another prop for the kids at home. This is my spokesperson that I just appointed. He's a nice guy. I have to wonder where they got this, but it's hilarious. If you were a plumber and someone got that would definitely inject a sense of humor. And then I can either add a voiceover here, which we'll go over that in a separate thing, going over voiceovers and what I do. I use this Logitech, and then I also use a Blue Yeti sometimes. So it depends what you want to do. And then I go to sounds, and then I can go to the different things I have. And I think I think Beautiful Morning will be good. So I'm just going to add some audio, and definitely, we'll go into voiceovers when I show you how to start making your own video, but I don't want to overwhelm anybody here. Let's just get to making, some cool videos. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to save, and then we can actually preview it. Welcome to Plumbers or Us. Is your house flooding with sewage? I may have to export this.
Oh, you're running the same problem like last time. Your bandwidth stuff is.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, it's going now. A little
And
slow,
then
but
call us at this number. And then I'll definitely put the replay up. Now my biteable video is done. So let's take a look at the preview. This was, you suggested cake designing, right, Dan?
yep.
Let's see how it came out. And that's it. Did you guys hear audio, or do you want to hear the audio?
I heard some of it as it was very, very light, but I could hear it.
Okay, yeah, I didn't want to overwhelm anybody. Does anybody want to hear the audio of it? Okay, Marty heard a bit of it. So there you go. I then all I would do is click download this video. And does anybody want these videos? Does anybody know a cake designer or anything?
you know what? Showcase them on the page.
Yeah, we can showcase them on the page, and
Just
then
say, hey, just did this in a one of our, you know, Zoom
trainings.
hangouts and our mini training. You know, this is some of what you can get by joining us.
Yep, yep. And it's super simple. And we have the plumber video, and as the whiteboard as plumbers are us, to show you a few different things. Let's say your client just says, I don't want to see any of that. I can show you we video where, okay, um, I'm not gonna. I don't have the ability right now because I'm doing this, live with you guys to record. But let's say I wanted to. I have this cloud program we video. It's super simple. To give you an idea, let's say you had a birthday coming up and you wanted a news flash for it. This one took a little bit more to learn, but all I did was I bought a green screen, which you can buy on eBay or Amazon for I think like 70 to 40, or you can paint along your house green if you want. I just bought a green screen. This was a little bit after I got done it. Oh, you can get it for like $30 or $27. I don't think is that breaking the bank for, is that reasonable? Okay.
Mm.
Dan says it's reasonable, and Dan's the man. And then here's the great thing. After you shoot with a green screen, you can take any background you want. So you can take like birthday background and get something that looks cool.
Hmm.
And
I found
then
on Walmart a green screen for about 21 bucks.
there you go. Dan the man with the plan. So I'm going to go back to my folder. I'm going to go boom right here. Now, how a green screen works is it works with layers. I would say video theory comes down to three things. You can either have storyline, which is you can have a timeline, which is one event after the other, or you can have layers, which they're all interacting with each other. You can think of it like static and dynamic. Or you can think of it like alternating and direct current. Direct is just the timeline. It's going boom, 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 one after another, while layers are interacting with each other. So I have my suit there. I look professional, even though I like to party, but we won't tell people that. And then, so I'm going to upload. So this video is pre-uploaded, but you can upload this video to something like WeVideo. And then behind me, I'm going to put this. And then, you know what? It might be cool to have my logo there, wouldn't it? What do you think, Dan?
Mm-hmm.
Would that be cool?
Yeah.
So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to go, oh, I want a cake. And this is the logo I made in Logo Maker. I'm going to take that. I'm going to have to resize this guy. And 1 second here. Give me 1 second here, because I'm going to have to resize this. I'm going to have to resize that image a little bit. So give me 1 second to do that. Just going to move zoom over here. It's going to take a little bit more time for that one, but
Surprising, you did those two little video editing things, and we started right around
yeah,
5:30 my time and 8:30 your time.
yeah. So,
So I mean, that was pretty quick.
yeah, and I just took, now assuming you pre-shot a green screen video, assuming. So this is a cake, this is a video with the same cake with a birthday box. It looks pretty professional, and hopefully Raise your hands and let me know. Did I prove to you guys that you, if you look yourself in the mirror, could you say, I could do this too?
I could. I would have to practice a little bit. I
Yeah,
wouldn't be as fast as you right now, but I would get to that point, and yeah, yeah, it's very doable.
give it a month or two. It's like when you go into the gym and you see somebody like doing 100, 150, 200, and you're like, I could never bench that. That's what I used to think because, yeah, I started at 70 pounds or 80. People made fun of me. Whatever. I still got up to like around 150 or something, which people may, are like, ha ha ha. But it's whatever because you can get there. You can get there if you just play around. So some of the things I use to reference are Biteable at Biteable.com. I think it's $100 a year. Uh, Green screen costs about $30 to 40, I would say, for a decent one forever in your life. And then WeVideo, I think I pay about 10 to $15 a month. And then Doodly, I got off JVZoo for about $100. And then all these images are royalty free that I'm getting, and then you can Google royalty free music. Does everybody feel comfortable with that?
Yeah, and the reason why Kareem keeps talking about doing royalty-free images, yeah, this is partly doing our duty to help you understand that too. Is there are a lot of images that you'll find on Google, and they will have rights associated with them, and sometimes if you use them in on your video, on your blogs, on wherever you put it, and you don't give them credit or don't get permission, they can actually force you to take those pictures down and take them
Yeah,
off and stuff and things like that. And in some cases, it can and they can get compensation, and sometimes it's not cheap. So it's always better to use,
yeah,
royalty free or create your own. Yes, you have to get the creative juices flowing, or go to somebody like Cream. I've done a few that myself for a few things I've done on my blogs where I created a couple things and stuff too. So that's part of why I'm telling you that is because you want to mitigate and lessen any chances of somebody else coming after you for something that may be a standout thing that you like. It might have gotten you a lot of people, but you might have to take it down or take it off or pay royalties or have somebody sue you or something like that. So that's the other reason
yeah, yeah.
why to be
Well,
careful of that.
you do not want to get a letter in the mail. This goes a little bit outside of video marketing, but you don't want to get a letter in the mail saying, "Hey, use this image, pay me $400." That's not a good feeling because I got that on a WordPress site and I took it down. That's neither here nor there. But try and use royalty-free attributes. Try and always use royalty-free unless you own it. I showed you two ways you can make it. One is vector and one is logo maker. I put those in here. You can make logos through there. You do have to give them credit, but it is yours. Or you can go on Fiverr. Or if you don't want to use Pixabay, you can still Google royalty free image. And those you won't get in trouble for. This cow's looking at me like, what are you doing? So, that all being said, we established two things. Why should we do video marketing in the first episode? Because it hits every avenue. Now, we saw that you can do different types of videos for different types of businesses, whether it's online businesses or offline. We primarily focused on offline, which is fine. We did plumber real quick, and we did whiteboard video real quick. I apologize for the rendering of the whiteboard video live, but I showed, hey, we can do something, and we can do it fairly quick, and you don't have to be a genius. You don't have to be Steven Spielberg to pull it up to do it. It just showed you. And then, so next I want to establish setting up what we're going to do, because it's great to do a couple things really, really quick. Okay, I made a couple videos really quick. How do we want to do it for the present and future? And I'll tie that a little bit into locating the platform to utilizing your videos. And then I'm going to cover how to write a good script, what I think, and then Sean can help me with that, how to shoot on camera to be comfortable with that, and I'll do that in front of my green screen, editing and uploading your videos, locating the platform, which will also tie into number 3, which is present and future, advertising, sharing your video content. I'll show you a couple things you can do, and getting business partners, working with them. I'll talk a little bit about how me and Dan work, previous business partners, and interacting with your audience. I want to open now for questions, comments, insults, ideas, or suggestions. Do you want more on this, or do you want to keep going with the syllabus? I will paste the syllabus in here one more time. After that, I will advertise all of your guys' stuff. So if you want to put links to your different endeavors here, I'll be happy to showcase them on the Power Hour. Dan, do we have Simply Simple Life up?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Great info, but easy to learn. Thank you, Marty. Thank you, sir. What about you, Sean C., my best buddy? Okay, Sean is on a call. All right, Dan, what do you think? You're in the captain's chair.
Oh, for oh, I thought you had shared it.
No, can I get your feedback?
Oh, about this? Oh,
Yes.
I liked it. I liked actually I caught on to a couple things too because I've done a little bit of video stuff and playing with a couple things, not to the degree that you have, and also doing actual YouTube video stuff and things I've done. So it was nice to see that if I just get in and play around it a little bit and then maybe, play with things and go with it and then turn around and come back to you and say, okay, I've got this much, or come back to here and then pick
Yes.
your brain for a couple things. I could really figure things out. Yeah.
You could. Not only could you, but you'd have a whole new skill. And then who
Right.
knows? Maybe you'd be showing me stuff. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do a little bit of promotion for you guys and for myself. So if you go to rockstarentrepreneurstarters.com, you can see what we can do for you. You like those 2 videos we created? We can get you more customers for your business through YouTube marketing. And you can take a look at some of our services. And Dan and Chris are helping me with this. That's rockstarentrepreneurstarters.com. You can find this video if you just go to YouTube and on them internets, type in the Entrepreneur Power Hour. And you'll see this video after I edit it. Give me a few days. That being said, we have Mr. Dan with Simply Simple Money. Is that up? Or just Simply Simple Life?
Type
There
in
we go.
there.
Simply Simple Life. Funny enough, I showed the logo design. This is Dan's blog. Make sure to go to Simply Simple Money. I will paste it in the chat here.
Well, no, Simply Simple Money is the name of the actual where it's hosted, what it's hosted on.
Yeah.
But I renamed the page Simply Simple Life. But when I got the domain, I did as Simply Simple Money. Not understanding certain things that I learned later on from getting involved in blogging and doing things and learning from other mentors and other teachers. And the one mistake, and everybody makes mistakes, but you learn from them and you go from there. But I always had this. People knew about it, so I've left it the same.
So if you want to connect with me, you can on Kareem Mays on Facebook. You can connect with Dan on Sissick at Dan Sissick on Facebook, or Simply Simple Life. We also have Marty today. He does a lot of different sites, and we have Sean, who puts together business plans. Guys, this is the Entrepreneur Power Hour, showing you how to build a business, no matter what that business is, through the power of video marketing. We just went over today how to do different types of videos for different types of businesses. Did a plumber and a cake business, just kind of took out the idea and put it together. And I use that with a program called Biteable and Doodly, and you can Google around and see what you use. Always make sure to use royalty-free images. If you enjoyed this video or find it valuable, click the subscribe button below and leave me a comment on what I could do better, what you enjoyed, and any other feedback you feel is important to do so. Also, if you want to support the show, click on the top right on Patreon, and we have different rewards that you can get as well as other parts of the show. All right, guys. Thank you very much for tuning into the Entrepreneur Power Hour, how to make different types of videos for different types of businesses. We will see you next time for how to set up video marketing for the present and the future. Have a great night.